Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're focusing on the topic of scenery. You'll watch two full mock interviews with Joseph and Blondie, so you can see two natural but slightly different speaking styles in action. Let's begin with Joseph.
Does your hometown have a lot of scenic views?
Yes, it actually does. I grew up in a small town surrounded by hills and farmland, so there's quite a bit of open space. We also have a river that runs through the town, and during sunset, the view is honestly stunning. It's not a famous tourist destination or anything, but it has a quiet, natural charm that I've always appreciated.
When you travel, do you like to stay in a hotel with a beautiful view? Why or why not?
If my budget allows it, definitely yes. Waking up to a sea view or a mountain landscape just makes the whole trip feel more special. That said, I wouldn't pay an unreasonable amount just for the view because I usually spend most of my time exploring outside anyway.
Do you like to take pictures of breathtaking scenery with your smartphone?
Yeah, I do, but not excessively. If I see something genuinely impressive, like a dramatic sunset or a panoramic mountain view, I'll take a few photos. However, I try not to experience everything through a screen. I think it's important to actually enjoy the moment instead of just documenting it.
How important is it for you to live in an area with natural surroundings?
It's quite important to me. I've noticed that being around nature helps me clear my mind, especially after a stressful week. Even having a park nearby makes a big difference. I don't necessarily need to live in the countryside, but I'd struggle in a place that's all concrete and no greenery.
Do you look out the window at the scenery when traveling by bus or car?
Yes, especially on long journeys. I actually enjoy just sitting back, listening to music and watching the scenery change. It gives me time to think. I find it much more relaxing than staring at my phone the entire trip.
What scenery can you see from the window of your home?
From my current apartment, I can see a mix of city buildings and a small park across the street. It's not breathtaking, but the trees add some color and life to the view. In the evenings, I can also see the sunset reflecting off the buildings, which is surprisingly beautiful.
Is there beautiful scenery in your country?
Absolutely. My country has a wide range of landscapes from mountains and lakes to beaches and forests. You can travel just a few hours and experience completely different scenery. That diversity is something I really value and feel proud of.
Why do you think people often take pictures of beautiful scenery?
I think it's a way of preserving memories. When people see something beautiful, they naturally want to capture it and maybe share it with others. It's also a reminder of how they felt in that moment. Photos can bring back emotions that words sometimes can't describe.
If you stay at a hotel, do you prefer to have natural scenery around you? Why or why not?
Yes, I do. If I'm traveling, it's usually to escape my routine, so staying somewhere surrounded by nature feels more refreshing. Natural scenery tends to be peaceful and less noisy, which helps me relax and recharge.
Do you like to watch the scenery from your window? Why or why not?
Yes, especially when I need a short break. Sometimes I just pause and look outside for a few minutes to reset my mind. It sounds simple, but even a brief moment of observation can be surprisingly calming.
What kind of scenery do you find most relaxing?
I find coastal scenery the most relaxing, particularly quiet beaches with gentle waves. There's something about the sound of the ocean and the open horizon that makes me feel grounded. It helps me slow down and put things into perspective.
Have you ever visited a place with unforgettable scenery? Where was it?
Yes, I once visited a mountainous region during a hiking trip, standing at the top and looking over the valleys below was unforgettable. The scale of everything made me realize how small we are compared to nature. It was both humbling and inspiring at the same time.
That concludes Joseph's mock interview. His responses are thoughtful, well-developed and natural, with clear personal reflection throughout. Now let's move on to Blondie. Does your hometown have a lot of scenic views?
Honestly, it's a bit of a mixed bag. My hometown is more of a sprawling suburban hub. So, while we don't have dramatic mountain ranges, we do have some stunning lakeside parks. If you catch the waterfront at sunset, the way the light hits the glass buildings across the water is actually quite breathtaking.
When you travel, do you like to stay in a hotel with a beautiful view? Why?
Absolutely. For me, the view is half the experience. There's something incredibly grounding about waking up, pulling back the curtains and seeing a coastline or a mountain range rather than just a brick wall or a parking lot. It makes the trip feel truly immersive rather than just a place to sleep.
Do you like to take pictures of breathtaking scenery with your smartphone?
I do, though I try not to overdo it. I've found that I often get so caught up in getting the shot that I forget to actually look at the view. That said, smartphone cameras are so sophisticated now that it's hard to resist capturing a vibrant landscape to look back on when I'm stuck at my desk later.
How important is it for you to live in an area with natural surroundings?
It's becoming more of a priority as I get older. I used to love the concrete jungle vibe, but now I find that having a park nearby or even just some mature greenery on my street is essential for my mental health. It's like a visual reset button for a tired brain.
Do you look out the window at the scenery when travelling by bus or car?
Always. I'm definitely not the person who can read or scroll on my phone during a road trip. I'd get motion sickness anyway. I love watching the landscape transition from urban to rural. It's a great time for introspection and daydreaming.
What scenery can you see from the window of your home?
I'm currently in a bit of a high-rise, so I have a cityscape view. It's mostly rooftops and chimneys, but in the distance I can see a sliver of the hills. At night, it's actually quite pretty because of all the twinkling city lights, which have its own kind of charm.
Is there beautiful scenery in your country?
Definitely. We have an incredible variety, from rugged, windswept coastlines to dense, ancient forests. And I think the most iconic scenery we have is in the national parks. The scale of the undisturbed wilderness, there is something everyone should see at least once.
Why do you think people often take pictures of beautiful scenery?
I think it's a desire to bottle up a feeling. When we see something majestic, it triggers a sense of awe, and we want to preserve that moment. Plus, in the age of social media, sharing a stunning vista is a way to tell a story about our travels without needing many words.
If you stay at a hotel, do you prefer to have natural scenery around you? Why?
I'd choose natural scenery over a city view any day. If I'm at a hotel, I'm usually trying to escape the daily grind. Being surrounded by trees or water creates a serene atmosphere that makes it much easier to unplug and actually relax.
Do you like to watch the scenery from your window? Why?
I do. It's my favourite way to drink my morning coffee. Watching the world wake up, whether it's birds in the trees or just the way the morning mist clears, is very meditative. It helps me centre myself before the chaos of the day begins.
What kind of scenery do you find most relaxing?
For me, it's definitely the ocean. There's something about the infinite horizon and the rhythmic movement of the waves that makes all my stress feel relatively small. Anything involving water usually does the trick for me.
Have you ever visited a place with unforgettable scenery? Where was it?
Definitely. A few years ago, I hiked a coastal trail and reached a ridge overlooking a massive, mirror-like lake, just as the sun broke through the clouds. The contrast of the ink-coloured water against the vivid emerald hills was so intense it looked like a painting. It was a rare moment where the sheer scale of nature just sticks with you. I'll never forget it.
That brings us to the end of Blondie's mock interview. Her answers are vivid and expressive, with strong imagery and smooth delivery throughout. If you'd like to keep building your skills with more IELTS practice videos like this, join our membership to unlock exclusive content on a wide range of IELTS topics. See you in the next video.